In this video, I am going to show you a simple system for predicting the total number or over and under on the corner market in football. This is one of those hidden in plain sight markets that can be really easy to profit from and most casual punters ignore. And we are going to move away from that noise and look at a data-driven method for predicting total corners by removing the emotional guesswork and focusing on cold, repeatable numbers. I will break the entire framework down into a clear, step-by-step life cycle for predicting corners with precision. So, go put the kettle on, and let's dive right in. Let's begin with phase 1, which is what I call the last 10 match rule. This is the foundation of our entire corner projection because before we can predict anything, we have to build a stable and reliable database that reflects the reality on the pitch. Now, the biggest mistake I see people making when they are learning this is they either look at far too much data or they mix up competitions that have completely different intensities. If you look at full season stats, the numbers move too slowly to reflect a team's current tactical setup. On the other hand, if you mix cup matches with league games, your data becomes distorted because cup matches often have a desperate, high-tempo rhythm that doesn't occur in a normal league environment. How we approach this correctly is by looking strictly at the last 10 league matches for each team, and we must split that form between home and away. For the home team, we only look at their last 10 matches played in front of their own fans. For the away team, we only look at their last 10 games on the road. This matters because many teams have a completely different offensive profile depending on the stadium they are playing in. From those 10 games, we want to collect the average corners won and the average corners conceded. We care about offensive corner generation and defensive corner allowance in equal measure. This gives us a baseline that truly reflects how these two teams generate and concede corners in this specific environment, providing a solid anchor for our projection. By the way, guys, if you want to skip all that manual data collection and find the best corner opportunities instantly, the Statto app is a brilliant shortcut. Instead of hunting through match logs and league tables yourself, you simply press the prompt and let the artificial intelligence do the heavy lifting for you. It turns what could be an hour of manual research into a few seconds of work, which is a massive advantage when you are first learning how to apply these systems and want to find the best corner bets without the headache of manual arithmetic. You can find the link in the description below or scan the QR code on the screen. This will be a game changer if you are a serious sports investor. Now that we have our data, we move into phase 2, which is calculating the blended projection. This is where we take those raw numbers and turn them into a specific match prediction. What most people do wrong at this stage is they simply add the two teams' corner averages together. But that is far too simplistic because it doesn't account for the defensive quality of the opponent. The way we approach this correctly is by using a blended average for each side. First, we project the corners for Team A by taking the average corners they win and adding it to the average corners their opponent concedes, and then we divide that by 2. Let's look at an example to make this concrete. If Team A wins an average of 5.8 corners per game and their opponent concedes an average of 5.2, then our math for Team A is 5.8 plus 5.2 divided by 2. That gives us a projection of 5.5 corners for Team A. We then repeat that exact same formula for Team B. If our calculation for Team B also results in 5.5, we simply add the two projections together. That gives us a total match projection of 11 corners. Now we have a clear number to compare against the market line. If the bookmaker is offering a line of 9.5, we know our projection is significantly higher, indicating a strong lean towards the over. It is a simple piece of arithmetic, but it replaces the gut feeling with a logical, mathematical target. By the way, if you like videos like this and want to see more on this subject, remember to click the like button. It tells YouTube to show you more of this kind of content. And while you are there, you should hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss a system or strategy video. That leads us neatly to phase 3, which is tempo confirmation. While our calculation gives us a target, we have to verify that the game is actually likely to produce the action required for those corners to happen. You see, corners are a lagging indicator. They are the byproduct of shots and pressure. What most learners do wrong is they ignore the underlying stats and just hope the corners arrive by magic. How we approach this correctly is by checking the combined shot volume of the two teams from those same 10 matches. We are looking for specific benchmarks here. We want to see a combined average of at least 25 shots per game and at least 8 shots on target. On top of that, we check the expected goals, or XG, looking for a combined total of at least 2.6. This matters because corners generally come from deflections, goalkeeper saves, and blocked shots. If two teams are high-volume shooters and they consistently create quality chances, the corners will almost always follow naturally. If our math projects a high corner count but the shot volume is low, we have to be very careful, as that projection might be built on outliers rather than consistent pressure. Now we move into phase 4, which is the contextual overlay. This is where we account for the tactical style of the teams and the environment of the match. What most people do wrong at this stage is they treat every team the same. But a team that plays through the center of the pitch with short passes is far less likely to win corners than a team that uses overlapping fullbacks and high crossing volume. We approach this correctly by looking at the team's style. Wing-heavy teams produce a much higher number of deflections and blocks that lead to corners. On top of the style, we have to consider the game script. If one team is a massive favorite, they are likely to dominate territory, while the underdog will probably defend deep in their own box. This often drives corner volume up as the favorite hurls crosses and shots at a crowded defense. We even take a quick look at the weather. Heavy rain often leads to more slipped tackles and blocked shots, which can actually increase corners, whereas extreme wind can sometimes slow the game's tempo down. We aren't making huge changes to our numbers here, but these small professional adjustments ensure that our mathematical projection is aligned with the tactical reality of the match. That brings us to phase 5, which is our decision buffer. This is all about the professional discipline required to avoid coin flip bets. What most people do wrong is they see a projection of 10.1 and a market line of 10.0, and they immediately place a bet on the over. But that provides zero margin of safety. We need to see a clear gap between our math and the bookmaker's price. How we approach this correctly is by using a strict buffer rule. If our projection is at least 1.5 corners above the market line, we consider it a strong lean for the over. For example, if we project 11 corners and the line is 9.5, that is a clear opportunity. If the projection is between 0.5 and 1 corner above the line, it is only a mild lean. However, if our projection is within 0.5 of the line, say we project 10.6 and the line is 10.5, we simply walk away. There is no bet. This discipline ensures that we are only risking our capital when we have a significant statistical advantage, allowing us to survive the natural variance that happens in every football match. And finally, we reach phase 6, which is the real edge, in-play entry. This is where we turn a good prediction into a professional trade by exploiting how bookmakers price corners. Most bookmakers use what we call a linear time decay model. They assume that corners will happen at a steady rate throughout the 90 minutes, but that isn't how football works. Corner accumulation is clustered. You can easily see 0 corners in the first 50 minutes followed by 6 corners in the next 20. How we approach this correctly is by using the patience rule. Let's say the market line is 10.5 and the pre-match price is 1.90. If the first 12 to 15 minutes produce no corners, the line will often drop to 9.5 and the price will inflate to 2.10 or higher. Has the probability of corners changed? If you are watching the game and see high shot volume and balls being whipped into the box, the answer is no. Our original projection is still anchored, but we are now getting a much better price for a lower requirement. However, we also have a burst rule. If there are 3 corners in the first 5 minutes, we do nothing. The edge has been swallowed by the early action and we simply move on to the next game. It is this combination of pre-match projection and in-play discipline that separates a professional from someone who is just gambling. And like I said guys, if you want to skip all the hard work and find the very best value opportunities across all these corner markets, then the Statto app will save you an incredible amount of time. As you can see, you just press the prompt for the market you're looking for and let the artificial intelligence do the hard work for you. It provides a massive boost to your speed and efficiency, giving you well-researched corner bets in seconds that would otherwise take you hours of manual calculation. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen right now to get started. It is a serious game changer for anyone looking to professionalize their approach. I really hope this deep dive into the corner projection system has shown you that corners don't have to be a random lottery. When you apply the last 10 match rule, use a blended calculation and wait for the market to give you the right price in play, you are no longer just guessing, you are operating a proven system. Thank you so much for watching and for your time today. If you found this useful, please do hit that like button to let me know. It tells YouTube to show you more of this kind of content. As always, the learning shouldn't stop here. There is actually another video on the screen right now that I think you will find very interesting. It is a good one to watch next if you want to keep building your knowledge and sharpening your edge. Go ahead and click that, and I will see you over there.